Where?
And now, Cheese Wits.
Aha.
So it worked.
Yes, it worked.
Have you been trying to get into the Cheese Wits Instagram and failing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Then someone else is.
I've never gone into I think one time. No, I don't think I ever have.
Well, someone has been giving it a shot pretty regularly because I keep getting emails saying, here's that link you requested. Sorry you're having trouble getting in.
Not me. I was trying to get to X today, but I got into it. But not our X, my own.
Oh, why?
Oh, because I was doing a delivery and the support center for the delivery is through X.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, it's 3.5 hours it took me to resolve the issue. It's just like, and I used every mode. I used the texting mode through their app. No, didn't work. Then I used the phone call, 3 different phone numbers. And nobody picks up, and then they don't do their, put in your number and we'll return your call. Yeah, 3.5, nothing. Then I did X, nothing. And then I did E. I used 4 different methods. Eventually got them and got it resolved, but what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, any company that's using X for their customer support does not really have any customer support, and they give no shits about you.
Oh, it was just bogus. I'd hate to say that it's a division of UPS. I wouldn't want to say that. Because that could be besmirching somebody's plot of good name. I gotta switch over here. Let me just go to my directions. Hold on a second. I have to make sure I get to where I'm going. In 9 minutes to get there. Well, no, I'm going to be there in 9 minutes. Hey, how long, when you go to a drive-through, like I went to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through yesterday, and I bailed after 4 minutes of not moving. Like, just didn't move at all. I was third in line at the drive-through. And then, I started out as fourth in line. One car pulled up to the window to get their order. So now I'm third in line. And then 4 minutes go by, and the car getting their order does not move. And the 2 cars in front of me obviously don't get the order. How long do you wait before you say, fuck this?
I don't know, because I couldn't even tell you the last time I went to a drive-through.
Oh, well, I go to the drive-through for the Dunkin', and 4 minutes, yeah, that's probably 2 minutes more than I want to wait if the line's not moving. It's not my. I guess I'm losing more and more patience. I'm still a very patient fellow, but I'm becoming less and less patient.
I was never patient to begin with, so.
I can't imagine.
Oh.
I can't imagine what your grief is. Because we've had to become more patient, and I'm not becoming more patient. I'm just not, because everything's slower and there's fewer people, and AI is bullshit. AI is bullshit.
Yeah.
It is not the same. Oh, they're touting it like it's AI is the fucking second coming of, I don't know, they reinvented sliced bread or something.
The only people who think AI is
bullshit.
the second coming is the companies that don't want you to talk to their people in the first place.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because the number of times that by the time I actually get to a human after having to ask the AI and getting automatic, here are your choices for answers and none of them are the thing that I need. And then it's like, I'm not sure what you're asking. Would you like me to connect you to a human?
Yeah.
I am
So
ready to commit homicide at that point.
that new method, that's the same method that's what it used to be. Did you say
Yep.
whatever? Did you say no? Fucking, I said customer service. I can't understand you. Fuck you. Oh, customer service. Okay.
I think for a while, some of those companies actually had those things programmed that if you said fuck you, it would be like, oh, this one's mad. We need to get him to an actual person.
I think you're probably right. You're probably absolutely right. But goddamn, I just really just have no patience for any of the bullshit. I'm so. What? I can take the next slide. Can you hear Can you hear the GPS woman telling me to take a left?
Wally, I can barely hear you, so no.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
No. You're cutting
Okay.
out. Chris isn't here cutting out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, where is Chris?
I thought it was your week to watch him.
Let me see something. Let me see if my device is hooked up.
What device?
Yeah, I was just saying. So I'm not going through the for whatever reason I'm not going through the microphone in my car. I guess that's why you can't hear me so well.
Oh.
Because I'm too far off of the phone. So I'll fix that once I get this finished. Oh, I was hoping Chris would be here. I got your little I saw the menu.
From the Mexican restaurant where they had Philly cheesesteak on the menu?
Yeah, so they had Philly cheesesteak on the menu, it's not even close to a Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, it's got some steak, it's got some cheese, but a Philly cheesesteak is made with Cheese Whiz, goddammit, not with Swiss cheese.
And this says Swiss cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Cheese
right
and
below
Philly.
it, though, is a burger that I would actually be tempted to try, except that the restaurant was terrible. Beef, ham, sausage, mozzarella cheese, mayo, and guacamole. I would have cardiac arrest before I got out of the place, but it would be worth it.
But it's got more pork in it than it has beef.
Yeah. And honestly, this restaurant, this was their third strike. This was sadly their last chance.
It's a Mexican restaurant that can make halfway decent Mexican food. What the hell is their Philly cheesesteak going to be?
Well, I can tell you what, we're in Tennessee, so I wouldn't order a Philly cheesesteak anywhere in the state.
Oh, God, no.
If it was called a Philly cheesesteak. If it was just called a cheesesteak, I will give them some grace. But if they have the fucking audacity to call it a Philly cheesesteak, get the fuck out of here. You're in Tennessee.
Philly cheesesteak does not have peppers on it. A pepper steak.
It can.
Has peppers on it.
Well, you can get peppers and onions on a Philly.
But not at not at the Premier store in Philadelphia. You can.
At the what store?
It's Cheese Whiz, Geno's. They're like the two fighting.
Pat's and Geno's.
The other ones have never had it. The other one.
Pat's.
But at Geno's, it's
Pat's.
Oh, Cats.
Pat's.
Is it Cats?
It does not matter.
So at Geno's, it's onions, and there's three choices for cheese: provolone, American, and Cheese Whiz. In Philadelphia, as far as I know, at least everybody gets Cheese Whiz that I saw, and I got the Cheese Whiz because Cheese Whiz is so horribly fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just oil, right? It's yellow oil with salt in it or something, with some emulsifier. But it's so fucking tasty. I love it. And can you buy cheese? You can buy Cheese Whiz there.
Oh, I don't. It's been years since I've been to Philadelphia. I don't know.
No, but in Tennessee, you get Cheese Whiz, so you can make your own.
Oh, yeah, you can get Cheese Whiz everywhere.
So, what did you get at the Mexican restaurant that was not good?
I got a taco salad, But in the past, I've also gotten carnitas, and it was also terrible.
Yeah, good carnitas are tough because lots of times they rush the cook instead of doing it slow long.
I will tell you that I get carnitas in some form at almost every Mexican restaurant I've been to here, and it's always good.
Yeah, I like carnitas.
Wally, you're frozen, and I want you to know that it says Wally's network bandwidth is low.
Oh. Let's see.
And Chris, I have texted, I texted the group text, because when I want to know what's going on with something with the group, I text both you and Chris.
I did this time.
Yes, you did. But usually,
I did.
Each of you will text me separately. And then I still have to tell the other one anyway, so just fucking put it in the group, you fucking fucks.
Yes. I didn't want to get scolded against. So I still had the menu in my texting. So I said, oh, thank goodness. I can just use this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm almost at my little place here. I'm gonna my little delivery.
What are you delivering?
Adirondack chairs.
Oh. I saw a red chair behind you, but I wasn't sure if you were just shoving stuff in your car or what.
That's what it is.
But you're frozen, so now I can't see. I just see a frozen picture of you with a chair pointed at your head.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm in the right place. Okay. I'm just going to drop these off and I'll be done. Ding dong.
So I guess I'll just sit here and wait then.
I'll be right back.
2,000 years later.
That guy's collecting chairs.
He's collecting chairs?
All right. Yeah, he's got stacks of Adirondack chairs. Looks like he's opening a business.
Maybe he's having a party.
Okay, now I think I'm good.
All right, I'm going to try to call Chris now.
Okay. Man, the flowers are blooming here. It's beautiful. Bitch.
Do you think he's at the chiropractor?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
It doesn't give his
When
phone
you have
number
finished
anymore.
recording, you may
He's
hang up.
probably sleeping.
Christopher, we were just wondering if you
He's
were
probably
going to
sleeping.
join us for the podcast today or if you were chiropracting. So, we're here.
Tell him now he's sleeping.
Okay, bye. I don't know. He's been, he might be. He might be.
Yeah, I think he's asleep.
I guess if
think-
he were
I
chiropracting,
think he's asleep.
he could check in.
Well, he would do that same thing he did last time with his face in the donut.
Yeah.
The last time he did it, he had his face in the donut.
So I had some friends in town this weekend. What were you saying?
And
Oh, well, you were saying something.
I was going to ask if you could hear the GPS go.
No, I still cannot.
No. Okay, good deal. All right.
So it was race weekend. This, if I were still doing the St. Jude race, this would have been the weekend that I did it. But I'm not still doing it. So
Miss it, don't you?
they come into town. I don't miss it at all. No. So they come into town and we hang out and I don't do the race and I don't go downtown and do tourist things. And they come to my house and we go over to the lake and we have a good time. And they were telling me that one of our teammates, there was only a handful of them this year again, Two of them come down here and hang out with me, and then the third one is just weird. And apparently she said to my friend Vicky, she went up and she was touching her hair and going, "I'm just so surprised that you have all of this hair at your age."
How old is your friend?
My age.
Oh, my word.
And this is a woman who had been fishing for compliments because I guess she's lost some weight, and she was expecting everybody to, fawn all over her, but we don't comment on bodies in 2025.
Right.
And so then she kept saying stuff, and I'm 46.
And the other thing about the body stuff is,
Chris is here.
I don't know if you can.
Hey, I just woke up. I feel like I feel like shit. Sleeping? I feel like shit.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I just woke up and I've got an appointment tonight. I got to go take a shower and all that stuff. So I'll be here. I'm here somewhat.
Okay. What were you saying, Wally, about the bodies?
It's almost hard to compliment people on, like, if you were inclined to compliment somebody, "Oh, you look great." It's not great because it's hard to say, "Oh, you look great." "Oh, you've taken the Ozempic." It's not like you've done some work or something,
The problem is that
feels like a backhanded compliment.
Well, not just that. The problem is that you don't. If somebody has lost weight, you don't know if it's because they have cancer, right, they have an eating disorder, right, they, just starved themselves. Like there's no. And also, it's just weird that as a society, we have decided it's okay to monitor each other's bodies. That's just weird.
Well, it's like when someone says to me, "When do you do? Is this your first?"
It's just weird.
You know what? I think it is weird.
Yeah.
I really do. Unless it's like somebody who's been a longtime friend of yours and they've said to you, "Man, I am on a program to try to lose some weight," or "I'm on a program to try to gain weight," or whatever.
I'm still not going to comment on your body.
But they might be looking for, "Hey, you look great." You don't have to say
no.
Your body. You can just say, "Hey, you look great."
No, because how you look is irrelevant. How you look is irrelevant.
Well, maybe unless you're in a fire and you get some good skin grafting.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Unless
you're going to say, "Man, you look like shit," and somebody has before the skin graft, then you don't get to say, "Man, you look great" after the skin graft.
And you are looking rough.
Yeah.
No, I think I think it's okay. I think it's okay to tell people, you look great, without making reference to anything other than, "Hey, you look good." Even if you look exactly the same, you look good. You look healthy. You look happy. I think it's okay.
Happy is different.
So far
healthy does not have a look, and happy's fine, but happy is not about your appearance. Happy is about your energy as much as anything else.
If unhealthy has a look, healthy has a look.
Nope.
And you can tell someone's unhealthy. You can look and say, "Oh,
Wally, shit. Am I healthy or unhealthy?"
You look healthy to me.
Well,
mentally, I don't know. I can't see in your brain.
Exactly. Healthy does not have a look.
Well, unhealthy has a look.
Says you.
No. Unhealthy. You can tell. You see somebody, you can tell. That person does not look healthy.
If you ask the average person on the street, I'm not healthy because I'm fat.
I'm fat too.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm unhealthy. It doesn't mean you're unhealthy.
I don't know. I don't think I'm unhealthy. Not because of having more pounds than I want.
It's almost like healthy doesn't have a look. Huh. Okay.
Healthy has a look.
Okay.
It does.
Chris, what's new with you?
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
Are you muted on purpose or are you in the shower? Don't tell us if you're in the shower because nobody
I'm
wants.
sorry, I muted on purpose. I don't feel good. And
What
I
have
was.
you got, Chris?
That could be the black drip. I have no idea. No idea. But I was only caught in the middle of your conversation. I'd just like to say, Wally, I'm glad you can see your dick now. That's very good.
If I look in a mirror, I can see it.
Well, that's good.
I get the full mirror. Yeah. Well, Jess and I were talking earlier about the what is that thing called? A menu? That menu with the Philly cheesesteak on it?
From the Mexican
see that?
restaurant that I sent.
I did not want to comment on it when you first sent it. I thought you were setting me up for something horrible. So just setting me up for some sort of backdoor ass kicking when I talked to her on Wednesday. That was my initial thought.
No, but I had to send it right away so I wouldn't forget.
I bet you were gleeful when you saw that. Look at this.
I was like,
But
I was with my friend and I said, Wally would not allow you to order this.
Well, now we know it's a lie.
What, that I have a friend?
That's correct.
I do have a friend.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. Is that the friend you used to talk to in the rubber room over at St. Mary's?
No, but it's probably a future friend in the rubber room.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the menu, Chris?
I saw it. I looked at the text. And I gotta tell you, I would have eaten it.
The Philly cheesesteak?
A Philly cheesesteak at a Mexican restaurant in Tennessee?
Look, it's how hard is it to fuck up a Philly cheesesteak? It's goddamn sliced beef.
For Christ's sake.
I would invite you to come to Tennessee and try anything called a Philly cheesesteak.
I don't need cheese whiz. I'm okay with white queso on mine, thank you.
Oh, well, you know what? White queso might not be bad, actually.
There you have it.
That would be fine.
White queso might be okay, but still. But Jess says, even with that, Jess says, the Mexican food they make is not any good after 3 attempts at getting good Mexican food there.
Yeah. That was my last try there. And by the way, here's how else you can fuck up a Philly cheesesteak. There is a place, I can't remember the name of it, but they just do cheesesteaks here. And I don't remember if they call them Philly cheesesteaks or just cheesesteaks. The important thing is that they put pickles on them.
Well, no.
I put pickles on mine.
Ugh. That should be against the law.
I'm okay with this if they're not calling it a Philly cheesesteak. Oh, that's.
But also, they put pickles on them without asking you if you want them, just like with burgers, and it pisses me off.
I know you hate the burgers with pickles.
I hate everything with pickles.
I put so I've been putting jalapenos on my pickles and on my hot dogs and my hamburgers. I like jalapenos. Pretty. I like the jalapenos, the pickled jalapenos, which are quite tasty. But I wouldn't call it anything special. I just put them on there. So
sounds like a movie, Wally and his pickled jalapeno.
he's a young boy. So I was at CVS today, and I'm waiting in the line at the CVS. There are 2 people working in the CVS: the cashier and someone who is stocking shelves. There's a woman in front of me, and she's trying to buy, those white plastic hooks that you can get to put on the wall to hang a coat on and shit. They sort of stick to the wall.
Yep.
So that's what she brings. She brings one in. The sticky has gone. She goes over and she gets some of that Commando Velcro. And she's trying to figure out how Velcro works. I time stuff now. 6 minutes, 2 employees are explaining to this woman how Velcro works while the line behind us is getting longer, waiting just to cash out. Why do you take 2 people to explain how Velcro works? And they both have a different way of explaining how Velcro works, by the way. One's talking about glue and the other one's talking about, one of them had it right, one of them did not have it right. But that's the other part. This one of my other patients doesn't work. If you've only got 2 people working, one person can explain the Velcro. Cash me the fuck out.
Well, maybe the problem was that the person who was explaining the Velcro was incorrect, so the other person had to step in.
Oh, God. I think the person they were explaining it to was having a hard time comprehending.
Velcro is very complicated, Wally.
They didn't know what Velcro was.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can't understand it. And the person was probably in my age range, in the 60 to 70 range. And I got to believe they knew what Velcro was, but just, I don't know what. Anyways, you can't take 6 minutes while the line grows long to explain to somebody how Velcro works.
Yeah.
Just fucking, here it is. Shit sticks together. Boom. Then she starts out, is it going to hurt my wall? Yeah, lady, it's got irremovable, extra strength glue on the back of one piece of Velcro. Yeah, it's going to tear your fucking wall down when you try to take it off.
Yep.
It's just, people are so unprepared for just being part of everyday life. They're fucking nuts. And that's stuff that aggravates the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Explaining Velcro. What the fuck explains Velcro? It just bugs. I'm bothered by it. That's it. I'm just bothered by it.
We went to there's a restaurant at the marina over here, and they just opened. This was their first weekend open this past weekend for the season. And it was busy, but there was, we found we found an open table, and we went over and sat down. It was right in front of this little stage they had set up, but there was nobody playing music yet. And we sat there. After about 10 minutes, somebody who worked there but was overseeing the crawfish boil said, somebody will be right with you. And we were like, okay, cool, thanks. After another 15 minutes after that, one of my friends leaned over and said, do you think you could get somebody to come take our order? Oh, yeah, sure.
How many minutes?
So at this point, it was probably 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, my word.
So she goes, oh, yeah, sure. So 5 minutes later, I look up and I see the chick who said she was going to go find somebody to help us on the other side of the bar with a drink, chit-chatting with her friends. And by this point, the band has arrived. So we ended up having to go sit at the bar, and we got service right away at the bar, but then it was harder for us to talk to each other.
Well, yeah, because the girl who was having herself a drink while working was behind the bar now. Fantastic.
No, she was still over on the other side of the bar talking to her friends.
Kibitzing. That's the shit. And I'm surprised you didn't. Now, had you been by yourself, is it because you were with a friend you did not lose control of your senses?
No.
And
no. We just, we really wanted to be at this place because it was on the water and it was a nice day. And it just, once we finally got served, then we were fine.
I find myself calmed. If I am with somebody, I do find that it's calming for me to mock them.
If I had been by myself, I would have just left. Oh, yeah. We lost Chris.
Yeah, I would be in the same place you are. I would just pick it up and go, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I would say fuck this loud enough so they could hear me say, fuck. Did you get Chris's message?
Chris responded, sorry, I have to barf.
Yeah.
Speaking of, when we were at the terrible Mexican place, the friend that I was with, she quit smoking in the last few months and has been vaping instead. And she stepped outside to go do that. And a few minutes after she came back in, she said, "Don't worry about it because I've already asked the restaurant to take care of it. But did you notice the drunk guy who was at the bar?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "So he was out talking to friends in the car next to yours, and he threw up on the ground in front of your car, like in front of your door of your car." And she said, "But I came in and I asked somebody here from the restaurant if they would go take care of that." And they said, "Oh, absolutely." And I said, "How are they taking care of it?" She goes, "I don't know. I saw a bucket of water or something." I said, "Okay." We get out there and it has not been taken care of. And I cannot get to my door because I can't not look at where it is because I don't want to step in it. And if I'm looking at it, then I'm going to puke.
Yeah, and you've just eaten a full meal.
And I've just eaten a full meal of terrible food. And so, I tried to, shield my eyes, but kind of watch where I was stepping. And then I started to gag. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. I don't know what to do. My friend got in her side, climbed over the shifter and everything into the driver's seat, backed my car out. Now, I will also mention she's significantly shorter than me, and she did all of this without moving the seat. Backed my car out so that I could get into the driver's seat without stepping in someone's vomit.
Now that's a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a friend. Yeah. So I am, I think we've talked about this before. Blood does not make me queasy. Vomit makes me queasy, but really what makes me queasy is shit.
Well, yeah, if there had been shit in front of my car door, I also would have had an issue.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am not big on the bodily fluids. Bodily fluids causes me to explode with bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was traumatizing.
If there's an emergency, you want me in your corner.
Well, you are cutting out so bad.
If somebody has puked, you don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm very close to home. If someone has puked, I'm not the guy you want near you.
No,
because I will puke on you.
Yeah. I really thought I was going to. I was standing on the sidewalk in front of my car, just gagging, like I was almost choking.
Oh. And that had you vomited, you would have puked on your car. You would not have been able to open the door. You would have had to, once you got in the car, you would have had to go to the drive-through car wash.
Yeah.
To clean it off. Yeah, I am not, that is not, it's not in my wheelhouse to tolerate vomit or poop.
Mm-mm.
Not in my wheel. I think I told you about I was watching when Cheyenne was there. This was 33 years ago. And I was looking after, Jody had gone out, and so Cheyenne was at home, but Jody's friend had left her child, who was the same age as Cheyenne, at home. They were both diaper kids. I could change Cheyenne's diaper, no problem. It's my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Shit doesn't matter. The other kid, the boy, shit in his diaper. I went to change the diaper, and I puked all over that kid.
Mm.
And the kid I swear to you, this kid was laughing. He had like it was fun day at the water park. Ugh. And I was like some sort of just spewing out some delightful moisture at the park. I had to put him in bring him into the tub and clean him up because he was covered in puke. Because he was not very big. It's not like I puked a ton. But
it doesn't matter.
He's like 9 months old or something.
Yeah,
So,
any amount, though, is terrible.
Right. A small little fella, it looks like a lot. It wasn't like he was a full-grown man.
This is the one problem that I have with having pets, too, because if they puke, I'm done.
Let me tell you something. Jody, she is so good at picking up puke and poop from pets. Because the couple weeks ago, Henry had a seizure, and he voided during the seizure.
Oh, poor puppy.
And it's got a different smell. The void seizure has a different the poop has a different smell because I think it also the anal gland also fluid comes out and stuff. So it's a much different smell. And I'm 20 feet away. I can smell it. And I'm like, her, go over. She says, oh, no problem. I'm just going to wash the floor. And I go over there, paper towels it up, goes get some mop and some. Doesn't bother her. Just doesn't bother her at all. I'm thinking about it now and I feel queasy.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we're going to need to put a trigger warning on the beginning of this episode.
Yeah. Vomiting and poop was talked about. Need a trigger warning. That would be funny. That would be funny, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be. But I'm sure that some people are probably really grossed out by this kind of conversation.
Yeah. But listen, I feel like we've probably weeded those people out because the number of times Chris has talked about shitting.
Oh, and he's right now he's barfing and puking.
Yep.
I'm really just as Chris being our friend, I'm concerned about his health so often.
Yeah.
He seems to be just not feeling well a lot.
True.
And I'm. It used to be connected with his bad eating, surrounding his the pre-diabetes or diabetes kind of thing.
Well, that was his assumption.
Stuff he was, huh?
That was his assumption.
Yeah, and he was still eating the bad stuff. But the last couple of times we've talked, he's been going back to the bad stuff again. He's driving through a drive-thru getting something delicious. By the way, last night I had the first ice cream store, roadside ice cream shop ice cream. Dagan goes. My grandson goes for his driver's license on Thursday.
Oh wow!
So I've been taking him out driving. He's a year behind. I don't know why he didn't. He's a year behind. He should have already gotten it.
Yeah.
But I took him out. I was taking him out all this week. I'm taking him out to just fine tune to hone his three-point turn, backing up 50 feet in a straight line, and parallel parking.
How's he doing?
He's doing really well.
Good.
I mean, he's not as good as I am at the parallel parking, but he could be one day. But then I tell him, so Papa, why are you so good at the parallel? Well, because I learned how to parallel park in Boston, Massachusetts. What I'm not showing you is you bump the car that's behind you when you're parallel parking in Boston, Massachusetts.
That's right.
You don't hit the front of it. Well, it doesn't work. It's the same anymore. But you don't hit the front of it because it would used to make your it could make your go off your
car alarm
airbag.
Oh, airbag.
But now it's all. Before it used to be just sensors in the bumper, but now it's all based upon velocity.
I was just talking about this with my friends when they were here because my friend's son is about to, or he's taking driver's ed or something, and it's not in schools anymore, so they have to pay for it.
Yeah, big bucks.
Yeah, and I said, and it's required. You can't get your license unless you take driver's ed. So I guess poor people just don't get to drive.
Till they're 18.
Oh, when you're 18, you don't have to take driver's ed to get your license?
Yeah, if you get to 18 or whatever the year age is, but here it's 18. I assume it's 18 everywhere. If you haven't had driver's ed, you just go get your license.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually. But I was talking about the driver's ed. You know, I had driver's ed in high school. And
Me too.
I was talking about the instructor who basically just yelled at us. He just got in the car and yelled at us. And that is why I am so good at parallel parking and getting out of a skid and merging into high-speed traffic. Because when we were merging, he would make us merge onto the highway. And as we're on the entire way up the on-ramp, he would be yelling, hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. What are you going to do? Merge at 30? And now I yell that too to the people in front of me.
Hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's true. It's absolutely true. I'm quite apprehensive about him driving at this point. He's fairly decent at driving, but he's also he's easily distracted by life.
Well, I think we all
and by
were.
what's around him. And his concentration sometimes drifts.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the conversation I was having, he kept rolling through stop signs, not coming to a complete stop. And I said, dude, you have got, but there's nothing coming. Doesn't matter. What are you going to say to the guy next to you? When the guy's giving you your test, you go, oh, there's nothing next to us. I really don't have to stop. You do, because there's a sign that says stop.
What are you going to say to the cop that was hiding, that's giving you your ticket?
That's it. Oh, there was nobody coming. I didn't see you. You should let me go through, my friend.
As if the traffic lights are just, there was nobody coming. That red light wasn't for me.
Well, the other thing he does is he hasn't learned the art of taking your foot off the gas when you see a red light or something, you have to stop, taking your foot off the gas, letting the car get there, and so you don't have to apply like hard brake. Yeah. So you're not giving me motion sickness because he's braking. I'm going, and holy shit. I said, okay, go ahead. Just keep doing it. When you own your own car and you're paying $800 to go in and get 4 new brake pads put on, some new thing, you'll think about how you use your brakes. Did she tell you how much it costs to do the driver's ed there?
No.
It's $650 here.
Fuck.
It's fucking ridiculous. And almost all of it, Jess. Well, it was for Dagan. All of it was online. The first class was in person, and then the rest of it was online until it came time for driving.
Wow.
And then when he drove with them, I think he drove with them for 20 hours or 15 hours. And then I drove with them for about 70 hours. Doing night driving, day driving. But it's expensive as shit.
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And here's the other thing. I might have said this last week or a few weeks ago. No, I don't think I did, though. Because he lives here at our location, our insurance company automatically added him as a driver. So our insurance,
I think that's true everywhere.
Like you have to prove that they don't live, that they don't drive your vehicles and stuff. So I've already told them, Bubba, you're getting your own insurance. You're not going on our insurance. Yeah. Hell no.
I think
because even if he doesn't drive your car.
I think it's true anywhere that if an underage, he's of age to drive, but he's underage. If a high risk driver lives at your address, they're automatically on your insurance.
Oh, when they put my daughter on our insurance, they put my son on.
Yeah.
But she's 34.
Yeah.
I don't know what they tried to put her on our insurance. We fought him and they got him off, but you have to be really vigilant because I'm not going to pay fucking $1,200 more for people who don't drive my car and have their own cars and their own insurance.
Right. Yeah. Well, insurance is such a fucking racket. We just got our, this isn't the insurance company's fault. This is the company I work for's fault. But we just got our open enrollment stuff for the next, insurance policy.
Yeah.
And they're not offering me the policy that I'm currently on anymore. So the policy that they are offering is going to cost me double what I've been paying this past year.
Wow.
And the deductible is double.
Yeah.
So, but guess what's not double? My paycheck.
Yeah. Why? So my wife goes through this. We go through this every year when they change it. This latest insurance, they changed the company changed who they use for eye care, and
Yeah.
we can't find a fucking an eye doctor near us.
Oh shit!
that
Really?
takes it. Yeah, we got to go to like Augusta or something. You got to go 45 minutes away, 50 minutes away. We used to drive, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's so we're hoping that it might be just that they're behind schedule and they'll end up that our doctor will pick up this because lots of times these doctors and eye doctors and hospitals and whatever, they'll pick up the insurance if they see it's becoming a big deal. If a lot of patients are getting it.
Yeah.
Because when they start losing, they don't want to lose patients either.
Right.
I mean, they want to keep it up because the eye doctor, he's got a nice house and a good boat.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to keep going out on his boat and only work a 4-day week.
Right.
Now, our dentist, the same with our dentist. Our dentist works a 4-day week, does not work on Fridays. But the beautiful thing about our dentist is 7 a.m. appointments.
That may be beautiful for you. I would never.
Oh, well, I think it's beautiful for lots of people. People who have to, who start work at 9 or 8, they don't have to use time to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And I think they also have a night where they stay up until 6 p. So for people who get out at like 4 or 5, they can actually get in and get work done, which is just smart.
Yep.
For the company, because our town office does not have a weekend hour. I would think the
ours
town office
doesn't
should
either.
they should have just one Saturday a month, not one Saturday a month where they're open till noon. So when you got to go in and register your car, so you don't have to fucking take time off, or you don't have to interrupt a schedule where they have one weekend a month, one Saturday a month they're open 8 to noon or 9 to noon, just for 3 hours.
If they did that, the line would be 7 hours long.
Well, maybe, but a lot of people are so. The retired people around here, they have all day to go. It's schmucks like me who are like driving by and want to run in and say, "Hey, I want to pay my taxes." Boom, boom, done. They just have to have the 2 windows open because we got 5,000 people in the town, or maybe 6,000 now. 6,000. It's not like we've got tons of people trying to get in there and trying to get their crap done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Chris didn't even come back. He must really be. He didn't even come back. He must be super sick.
I feel
That was
like.
one of. Oh, Jess, what did I tell you last week? What did I want to know about? Oh, your wall, your ceiling, your roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you said you would let me.
Yeah, that reminds me. I gotta call that motherfucker again. So the new company, there was the original guy and he ghosted, and I hired a new company, and they had
And when did this first happen? Last September?
Yep. End of September. So the new company sent off a request to the insurance adjuster saying, in order for us to replace this box vent on the roof, we're going to have to replace these shingles around it, right? Picture of it, just the shingles directly touching the box vent. And the insurance adjuster came back with, nah, you can just use the same nail holes. Which, no, they cannot. But he said, when I talked to him, I was like, that seems unusual. And he said, oh, these roofers are just trying to take advantage, blah, 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 blah. And he said, now, if they take video and they do end up damaging the shingles legitimately when they're trying to replace the box vent, then I can readjust. So I tell them exactly that. That was March 12th.
You're not going to hear from them again.
So I hadn't heard back from them. And so I tried texting the guy who was my contact with the company and said, hey, just looking for an update. It had been a couple weeks and I didn't hear back from him. So another couple weeks after that, I called the company and I said, hey, I'm just trying to get an update on this situation. And she's like, oh, Carrie, whatever his name is he has your account. So he'll be back in touch with you within 24 business hours. And I was like, okay. And then that was on a...
Skeptical.
Huh?
Skeptical, I would assume.
Yeah. That was on a Friday, so I knew it probably wouldn't be until Monday. And so on Monday, when I hadn't heard from him by the end of the day, I sent him a text and an email saying, still looking for that update. Didn't hear anything back. So about 10 days after that, I tried calling the company. And the problem is that they sold the local office to a bigger company. And so now they have offices in all of these cities around the Southeast. And my call got forwarded to Mississippi. And the chick in Mississippi was like, oh, let me forward you to whatever her name is. We'll call her Jolene because I can't remember. Let me forward you. Jolene's who you're going to talk to in the Nashville office. So she forwards it. And I get, the voicemail has not been set up, and it hangs up on me. So I call back, and I get somebody in Alabama. And I said, they were trying to get me to Jolene in the Nashville office, and this is what happened. And she said, oh, okay. She said, let me try it again. So she forwards me, same thing happens. So I call again. First chick answers. She's like, were you not able to get through to Jolene? I said, nope, it said the voicemail wasn't set up and it hung up on me. And I keep trying to call the local Nashville number and it keeps getting to you guys. And she said, all right, I'm going to send you to the regional manager. So she sends me and I get another voicemail that's like, I'm the manager over this city and this city and this city. And the closest one she mentions is Chattanooga. It's not, but she doesn't say Nashville. And so I just leave her a voicemail and I was like, listen, you're probably not even the person that I need to talk to, but I cannot seem to get a hold of anybody in the Nashville office. Can you please help me? It has been, at this point, 5 or 6 weeks since I have heard from anybody, and I'm trying to get an update. So the next day, I get a text from the guy who actually knows the guy who referred me to this company. And he says, I'm going to call you. I've looked up your account. I'm going to call you. And then he texts me a little while later and he says, my manager, my sales manager is going to call you. His name is Dave. And Dave calls and says, oh, yeah, Carrie got fired because he wasn't returning customers' calls. And I was like, so did nobody think to go through his accounts and start returning customers' calls? Because...
Oh, my God.
So, and now that I think about it, it's been a week since Dave said, I'm going to get with these people and I'm going to call you back by tomorrow. So now I have to blow up Dave's phone.
What the fuck is going on in Nashville?
I don't fucking know, but I'm tired of contractors.
Unfucking. This has been going on September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 7 months?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Still a hole in my living room ceiling.
Unfucking real. And had the insurance company not been fucks to begin with, you would have been all taken care of.
Yeah.
That would have gotten taken care of right away.
Yeah.
Instead, they like the insurance company, it's like it's his money.
Right.
Like he was taking out his wallet and going, gonna have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with you, fuck. It has to do with the $1 billion company you work for.
Right. And I said to this roofer guy, because he said, okay, well then you need to call back your insurance adjuster and tell him. And I said, wait. I said, didn't I sign a power of attorney or something so that you guys can, because I don't speak roof. He started laughing. And I said, didn't I sign a power of attorney? And he said, no, but if you are willing to do that, I said, send it to me immediately. I will sign it right now. So that's what he was trying to get the supplement people to put that together.
Yeah, that's so weird because when we had the damage here from the flooding we had, I didn't have to call the insurance, but one time to say, hey, I said, okay, we'll just give our information to whoever your vendors are and we'll deal with them.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it.
Yeah.
I never talked to the insurance person again.
I know that I signed a power of attorney for the first guy. But I don't even know what I signed with this company. But he said, no, but if you'll do that, then we'll be happy to talk to him on your behalf. And I was like, yes, please, because you know the things to say to him and I don't.
Yeah, why? Excuse me. Why would they even want you to talk to the insurance company? I think that it's in their best interest to take care of it. Boom. And you'd think they have relationships with these people.
Yeah.
They already know what the fucking the short stack, right? What the end around is. They know the shortcuts. They know the end around. They know what to say. You and I are going to go like, well, there's a hole. They're going to know, well, there's a this and this and this, and we have to do this, and we have to cut that. They know all that shit. I don't understand why that just isn't the procedure. They take what should have been a 2-week job and turn it into 7 months. Good for them.
Well, they're not getting paid for 7 months worth of work, so.
I'm really surprised that you just lose your mind with these people.
I can't lose my mind with them because then I won't get the shit done ever.
You need them so badly that you can't.
Yeah.
As soon as I spoke to, when I spoke to Miss Alabama, I would have been like, all right, this is fucking nuts.
But I will say that, because if you remember, I hadn't been able to use my fireplace now for the entire time that I've been here.
Right.
Because I had that chase cover put in, and then they were like, no, there's wood touching the thing. That company called me about a month ago to see if it was time to schedule me to get my fireplace cleaned and my chimney cleaned. And I said to the woman, I said, well, no, actually, it's not, because I haven't been able to use my fireplace since the last time you all were here, because your employees told me I couldn't use it and that they were going to come up with a plan to fix it. And then despite my phone call following up on that, nobody ever came up with a plan for me. And she went, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And so then the owner of the company called me, and then the owner of the company came out and checked out my fireplace for himself. Then the owner of the company put together a plan that included fixing that and at least one free cleaning service, which is worth $300, $350, something like that. Yeah. Easily. So, yeah.
Well, there's a bonus.
Yeah, but I had to wait for 1.5 years for somebody to actually come and do anything.
I think that sometimes Northerners, this might happen to Northerners, when you speak to somebody in the South, you sometimes get wooed by the accent, especially if it's like a Carolina. The Carolina accent, the Southern accent is so just soothing. Hey,
you think they're soothing me, Wally?
No. I think it doesn't work on someone like you because you're a Southerner. Even though you don't sound like a Southerner, you are a Southerner. You're not fooled by, how y'all doing? How your mama now?
No.
You're not fooled by that. But me, because I'm a Yankee. Mm-hmm. When that girl says, how y'all doing, honey?
Yeah.
How's things up there? You just melt. You're like, oh, that accent is just so cunning. But for you, you're like, listen, bitch.
Right.
I know the routine.
Yeah.
Throw your Alabama heavy away and just give me the skinny.
And listen,
that's what I want.
I can cuss you out in the same language. So
Yes, you can.
'Cause-
yeah, you know.
Cause
you
I'm
know
a. Do you
all
remember
the
this commercial? Cause I'm a pothole.
No.
Oh no! Your tires all flat and junk.
No, wait, I don't remember that.
I can't help
Is that
you
a-
call for help because I don't have a cell phone. Cause I'm a pothole.
See, but for me, I'm telling you what, if a pothole talked to me like that, I'd be like, all right, baby, no problem here. I'm going to go get me a new rim and tire. I thank you for the effort, though. I'd be all over that shit. Oh, goddamn. All right, I'm going to run inside.
All right. I'll talk to you
we're
next
done.
week.
I'm just a pothole.
I'm a
Bye.
pothole. Bye.
I'm a pothole.